Day 19 of the 30 Days of Motivation. Too much thinking is never a good thing. It's easy to get stuck into sitting around the house and contemplating life and its challenges. Sometimes with no help from others at all, we take on the task of dragging ourselves down. Train your mind to recognize these periods and do something about them. Thinking too much about things isn't just a nuisance. It can take a serious toll on your well-being. Research says dwelling on your shortcomings, mistakes, and problems increases your risk of mental health problems. And as your mental health declines, you have a tendency to ruminate, and it increases, which can lead to a serious, vicious cycle that is hard to break. Studies also show that overthinking leads to serious emotional distress. So put an end to rehashing, second-guessing, catastrophic predictions. It's easier said than done, but with consistent practice, you can limit your negative thinking patterns. Notice when you're thinking too much. When you notice that you're replaying events in your mind over and over or worrying about something that you can't control, acknowledge it. Those thoughts are not productive. Challenge your thoughts. Before you conclude the calling in sick and you start thinking about you're going to get fired or that you're going to forget a deadline, because if you do, you'll become homeless. Acknowledge that these thoughts may be exaggeratedly negative. Learn to recognize and replace these errors before you work yourself into a complete frenzy. Keep the focus on active problem solving. Ask yourself what steps you can take to learn from the mistakes or to avoid them in the future, instead of asking why it happened. Ask yourself, what can I do about it? Schedule time for reflection. Think about how you could do things differently or recognize potential pitfalls for your plan to do better in the future. Practice mindfulness. Commit to becoming more aware of the here and now. Just like in any other skill, mindfulness takes practice. But over time, it can decrease overthinking. Change the channel. The more you try to avoid the thoughts from entering your brain, the more they're likely to pop up. Busy yourself with activities. That's the best way to change the channel. Exercise, engage in conversation, do something completely different on a different subject, or get working on a project that will distract your mind from the barrage of negative thoughts. Positive affirmation. We all lapse into these moments. It doesn't have to remain so. Break the cycle by doing something fresh as soon as you recognize yourself plunging into that nasty state. Stay tuned for day 20. We're going to discuss developing a new hobby. And please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you never miss one of these 30 great segments. Your support is greatly appreciated. But remember, we don't need any other motivation than knowing that this is helpful for someone else just like you. Until tomorrow.